Hey fam, you're welcome with Sewwithtia. Thank you for your love in my previous video. And in today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to cut and sew this double flare blouse. This is a very simple tutorial and it's beginners friendly. So to get started, we're going to be drafting the basic pattern we are going to need in order to be able to sew this top. So I'm just marking my length. This is totally up to you. The length I'm going to be using is 23 inches, 23.5 rather, 23.5 inches. And I'm just going to go ahead to that point to indicate that point as my hemming line. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to indicate my neck depth. My neck depth, I'm using 3.5 inches. And the neck depth for the back and the front in this tutorial is going to be the same thing. Then for the neck width, I'm making use of 3 inches as you can see, and I'm going to be making use of a scoop neckline for the back and the front. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to indicate my shoulder measurement divided by 2, and after doing that, I'm just going to come down to my chest line point, which is 8 inches. So I connected that point using a straight line, and this is the part that is going to help me create my armhole curve. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead on this chest line to indicate my shoulder measurement divided by 2, and I'm just going to connect that to form a straight line. Okay, I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'm connecting this point to my neck width measurement. Also went ahead to add 0.5 inches, which is going to be for joining my shoulders together. After doing that, I found the mid part of the remaining point on this armhole. Then I divided my bust round measurement by 4. In this case, I worked with 38 inches bust and divided by 4. That gave me 9.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead to connect this point together for my front armhole. And after doing that, I'm going to be indicating my waist measurement. That is my shoulder to waistline. And in this case, I worked with 15.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead to indicate my waist measurement normally, which is 7.5. That is 30 inches divided by 4. And to this, I'm going to be adding extra 5 inches. Remember, this is a flare dress, right? Now, on the lower end, I'm going to go ahead to indicate my hip measurement divided by 4, and to that I'm also going to be adding 5 inches. So at the end of the day, this is what it's given me. It's looking like an A-line, like an A-line blouse, but then we're going to be making a little bit of adjustment. So remember, like I said, that this particular blouse is a free blouse, okay? A double flare, like more like a double flare, it's a free blouse. So on that end, I went up by 2 inches, okay? You can say to go up by 3 inches, you can even do more than 3 inches. Now I'm going to be using a curve, okay, to connect it to the lower end, as you can see. Now remember that we have 2 layers for this blouse. So I'm just going up by 3 inches. You can decide to go up by 2 inches. You can decide to go up by 4 inches. This is depending on where you want your layers to stop or end. So you can see I just went ahead to connect those marked points together, following the shape that we have on the lower part. So that's the center front. That will be the first layer, and that will be the second layer. So this is what I have at the end of the day. So please bear in mind that when I was adding 5 inches to the side, I already added my sewing allowance to that end. Then for my back armhole, I just went ahead because I'm using this to cut the back and the front. Okay, so this is what I have. Okay, so after cutting, as you can see, I'm cutting off that part where we went higher. I'm just going to go ahead to cut out the back first. Remember, we have the back armhole. Yes, so I'm going to go ahead to cut the back armhole. And the neckline, like I said, for the back and the front, it's same. So I'm going to go ahead to cut the back armhole. And I'm going to be using this pattern to cut the first layer for the back and the front first. So as you can see, I folded my fabric into two. So I'm going to use this pattern to cut two layers. That is going to be for the back and the front. That is the first layer. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. That's the first two layer. Then after doing that, what I'm going to do now is to go to the second layer. You know, I have one and two labeled. I'm going to be cutting away the second part off. So this is going to be for the first layer, and after cutting and placing it on the second part, this is what it look like. So I'm going to be using the first layer neck to turn the longer layer, okay, so that I'm going to have a clean finish, after which I'm just going to go ahead to join it by the side and join the back to it. So I'm going to go ahead. You can see the way I flipped it, okay, to the wrong side. One is on the right side, one is on the wrong side. Then I'm going to turn the neckline like I said. I'll also be turning the armhole, and I'll be turning the side to have a neat finish, and I'll place the back on it. And fam, this is what the blouse is giving me when I was done making. So this is a simple tutorial like I said, and it's something you can do if you're not even going to ready to wear business. Just make sure you have nice fabric, nice designs, and you are good to go. So if this is something you would like to try, do try it, and you can let me know when you are done sewing. Thank you so much for your love in this video. See you in my next.